Hello, love, and welcome to my YouTube channel and also my bathroom. This is a very private space for me, so just know that I care about you enough to let you in here. Enough with the creepy intro. What exactly are we doing in my bathroom is the real question. Well, baby girl, we are going to be dyeing my hair today. My hair is this pink color and it's such a tired color for me. I don't know. I've had it for a few months and I'm over it. I'm so fucking over it. And I'm excited to change it. And what are we changing it to? What are we changing it to? Drumroll, please. We're going to be changing it to this absolutely beautiful ginger copper shade. It is almost fall, and what better way to embrace that upcoming fall energy than to dye my hair to match the leaves? That was cringy as fuck, and I'm sorry about that. I don't really know how to do intros, if I'm being honest, if you couldn't tell. But how about I just shut up and let's get into the video. Let's see how we do this thing. Let's do it, girl. Let's go. We're going to do a color removal process first so I don't have to use as much bleach. I measured out half a cup of baking soda, poured that into our little bowl here. For this color removal process, I'm using 30 volume developer and I used half a cup. Then I switched to a larger bowl because the little black bowl was not big enough for what we're doing. Now we're measuring out 3 tablespoons of purple shampoo and I'm adding that into the mix. The next ingredient is dish soap and I'm doing 3 tablespoons of that as well. Pouring that into our little science experiment here, giving all that a good mix. Here is our mixture. I dumped a bunch of it on the counter. Putting some gloves on. I poured the mix into a bottle and spilled it again. Now I'm brushing through my hair so that I can section it. I'm putting up the top part of my hair. With the top part up, I'm starting with the bottom and thoroughly saturating all of my hair with this concoction. And to no surprise, I spilt it everywhere. Continuing throughout my hair, you want to make sure to really rub this stuff in there. And then I'm kind of like splitting off the sections that I have and making sure to get into every little piece of hair. We're going to speed run this part a little bit because you don't need to watch this at regular speed. Just doing the same shit I just talked about, going through all of my hair, making sure to thoroughly saturate everything. I did put some of the mix on my roots as well because even though that's not bleach, there is hydrogen peroxide in there which will lighten up my roots somewhat. Here is my hair all fully saturated. Honestly, the purple color is kind of cute. I'm putting a bag over my head to keep the heat in and to protect my shower cap somewhat. On goes the shower cap. I let that process for 45 minutes. Let's go. We are all done processing and it is time to wash it out. Here is what it looks like after I took a shower and washed everything out. I really did not get it as light as I wanted to. Should have used Dawn dish soap instead, girl. Bleach bath time. 2 ounces of 20 vol developer. 1 ounce of lightener oil. Stirring that up real good. Opening up one of the lightener packets. Pouring that into our little mixing bowl. Stirring all that together. This stuff smells so bad. Oh my god. Pouring that into the applicator bottle. Now I'm measuring out about 4 ounces or so of purple shampoo. A bleach bath is usually half bleach mixture and then half shampoo. Pouring that into the applicator bottle, shaking all that up and making sure everything is well incorporated. Now I'm sectioning off the front pieces of my hair because they are already quite a bit lighter than the rest of my hair. I'm doing the same thing with the bottom section of my hair because I had like a halo effect going on before, so the bottom and top are lighter. Here's the god-awful sectioning that we're starting with. I took down the hair outside of those sections, brushing through that hair. Now I'm taking the bleach and I am distributing it through the mids and ends of my hair, trying my best to avoid the roots. Making sure to saturate everything super thoroughly. You want to make sure that you really get in there so that everything is lightened relatively evenly. This is just a bleach bath though, so we're just trying to take off a little bit of the pigment. I don't show the sectioning super great here, but you do want to take pretty small pieces whenever you're going through it. And then I'm going to let those mids and ends process. I let them process for about 25 minutes. Now that the mids and ends are done, I am taking down those lighter sections and I'm going in and dyeing the roots, and I'm working that into the roots super well so that everything is lightened evenly. And here's what the roots and everything looks like so far. I'm gonna let that process a little bit longer, about 15 minutes or so. And then I washed all that out of there, and this is what we're looking like. Like I said, just a bleach bath, so we just got it a little bit lighter. That pink color obviously did not want to come out, but the roots are very light and we've got a good base to start with. I went and blow dried my hair, and now it is finally time. I used an entire bottle of the Ginger Flare by Arctic Fox, which you see me struggling to get out of there. Then I added 6 ounces of the Sunset Orange by Arctic Fox, and I'm putting that into the bowl. Now we're mixing all of that together. And then I ended up adding about 2 ounces of the Eero Red shade, and I switched to a different bowl because that one was too small again. Here is what the color looks like after everything has been mixed up. It did end up being a little bit of a darker red shade than I was initially anticipating. Alrighty, so we're throwing this color on there. I'm giving my roots a lot of attention because my roots have a hard time holding color anyways. We're just going through, taking little sections throughout. I started with the front here because that's what people see the most, I guess. The back of my head is not my problem. I have a lot of hair, so this was taking me quite a long time to get everything in there and to make sure everything was thoroughly saturated. I know I've said that a bajillion times, but you really want to make sure to do that. We don't want to end up with splotchy, gross looking color, now do we? So this is what my hair looks like with all the dye on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a trash bag over my head and then put my little shower cap on and let that process. I let this process for 35 minutes. Whenever you rinse your hair out, make sure to use cool water. Do not use hot water on fresh red color. You will lose so much pigment if you do that. I will see you guys in just a second with the reveal. We are finally here, y'all. The color turned out so gorgeous. I will say I wanted this to be a little bit more on the ginger side than as red as it turned out here. I have washed it quite a few times since I filmed this video, and that orange ginger color has definitely came out a lot more since then. Overall, I'm super happy with how this turned out, and thank you so much for joining me on this long journey. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Love you. Bye.